What if I told you, you can learn English, not just from books, but from your life? From the food you eat, to the weather outside your window, to your favorite Netflix show. Sounds strange? Well, today, I want to share something that can truly change the way you learn. How to make learning English fun and simple. Many people think learning English is difficult, but that's only because they're using the wrong methods. If we follow the right path, it can actually become an enjoyable journey. I'm going to share with you the real-life methods I used to become confident in English. And no, they don't involve boring grammar rules. These are simple, fun, and natural ways to improve your English, while enjoying your life at the same time. So if you've ever felt stuck, frustrated, or like English is just too hard, this video might change everything. And the best part? As you enjoy this story, you'll also learn English effortlessly. Let me begin with a little story. When I was a child, I didn't know a single word of English. I used to feel scared and nervous whenever someone spoke in English. But one day, I started listening to English stories every single day. At first, nothing made sense. But slowly, the words became familiar, the sentences became clearer, and most importantly, my fear began to disappear. Listening plays a huge role in learning any language. When you listen regularly, your ears get used to new words, your brain starts understanding how they are spoken, and you begin to learn where and how to use them. So, try to listen to English every day. Whether it's an interesting story, a catchy song, or even a short news report. It makes a big difference. Now let's talk about something just as important, practice. You've probably heard the phrase, practice makes perfect. And yes, it's completely true. When I was learning English, I made it a habit to speak a little every day. I made lots of mistakes, but I never stopped. And guess what? Every mistake taught me something new. So, don't be shy. Speak English daily, even if it's just to yourself in the mirror. Another great tip is to read. Reading is like opening a door to a world full of words and expressions. Start with easy books, especially those with pictures. They make understanding the story much easier. I remember reading a simple book about a cat that got lost. The story was easy, but I loved it, and I picked up many new words without even trying hard. The more you read, the more confident you become with English. Writing is another powerful tool. When you write, you're using the words you already know, and learning how to connect them into proper sentences. Begin small. Write about your day, your family, or your favorite food. When I was learning, I had a small notebook where I wrote daily. I used to write about my school, my friends, and sometimes even my dreams. I made tons of mistakes, but every single one helped me grow. And finally, watching English videos is one of the most fun ways to learn. Whether it's a cartoon, a movie, or a short YouTube video, watching helps you learn how people actually speak. I still remember a funny cartoon about a dog that made me laugh out loud. But while laughing, I was also learning. I picked up new words, learned their pronunciation, and understood their meaning without even opening a dictionary. So, don't just study English, live with it. Surround yourself with English through sounds, stories, books, writing, and videos. The more you enjoy it, the faster you'll improve. Speaking with people is another powerful way to improve your English. If you have friends who speak English, use that chance. Talk to them, even about small things. Practice together, have simple conversations, and don't worry about being perfect. And if you don't have English-speaking friends around, no problem. These days, you can easily connect with people online who are also trying to learn English, just like you. Many learners are excited to practice and would be happy to talk. I remember having a friend who spoke English really well. We chatted every day, sometimes about silly things, sometimes serious. I made mistakes, of course, but she kindly corrected me. That daily habit of speaking helped me improve faster than I expected. I picked up new words and learned how to use them naturally in sentences. So if you can, find someone to talk to, even a language buddy online. You'll be surprised how much it helps. Now here's something many learners forget: be patient with yourself. Learning a new language is like growing a plant. You can't expect it to bloom overnight. It takes time, care, and consistency. I remember feeling stuck and frustrated many times, especially when I couldn't understand what someone was saying. But I didn't stop. I took a deep breath and kept going. And slowly, things became easier. So please, be gentle with yourself. You're improving, step by step, word by word. Let's talk about one of the most helpful tools in your journey, a dictionary. Yes, it's your silent little teacher. Whenever you come across a new word, don't ignore it, look it up. Learn what it means, how it's pronounced, and try using it in your own sentence. I used to carry a tiny pocket dictionary everywhere I went. The moment I heard something new, I'd check it and say the word out loud. That simple habit helped me grow my vocabulary quickly. Now let's turn learning into play. Try English games. Who said learning can't be fun? There are tons of word games, quizzes, and puzzles that can make English feel like a game, not homework. I remember playing a word challenge with my friends. We had to list as many words as possible in 1 minute. The person with the longest list won. It was silly and fun, but guess what? I learned more words from that game than from any textbook. Another amazing habit you can try is thinking in English. At first, it may feel strange. Your brain might say, "Wait, what are we doing?" But with practice, it gets easier. Start with small things, like thinking in English when you're brushing your teeth or walking outside. This helps your mind stay in English mode, and before you know it, speaking will feel more natural. So whether you're speaking with a friend, playing a game, or thinking quietly to yourself, every bit of practice matters. Keep going, and your English will keep growing. With time and practice, you'll notice something amazing. You'll start forming sentences faster. When I was learning, I began trying to think in English. At first, it felt like solving a puzzle. I had to translate every single thought from my native language, word by word. It was slow and awkward, but I kept doing it while walking, brushing my teeth, or lying in bed. And slowly, my brain adjusted. Soon, I didn't need to translate anymore. I was just thinking in English naturally. So give it a try. Thinking in English is one of the best ways to build fluency. Now let's talk about something that can push you forward: setting goals. Goals give your learning a clear direction. They keep you focused and excited. You don't have to aim big at first. Start small, like learning 5 new words each day, or reading just 1 page of an English book. That's exactly how I started. My first goal? Learn 10 new words each week. Then I challenged myself to finish my first book in English. Achieving those goals made me feel proud and gave me the motivation to keep going. So don't just say, "I want to learn English." Turn it into small daily goals. It'll help you track your progress and stay excited. One thing many learners forget? Review what you've already learned. Yes, reviewing is powerful. If you just learn something once and never look at it again, you'll forget it. It's normal. But when you go back and review, your memory becomes stronger. I used to sit down every weekend and flip through my old notes. I'd reread my practice sentences, review the words I had learned, and sometimes even rewrite them in better ways. It was like seeing my progress on paper, and it made me feel more confident. Make review a part of your weekly routine. Even just 10 minutes can make a big difference. Here's another big one: stay positive. Let's be honest, learning a new language isn't always easy. Some days are tough, some lessons feel confusing, but if you keep a positive mindset, you'll make the journey much smoother. Believe in yourself, trust the process, and when you feel low, remind yourself why you started learning English in the first place. I had moments where I felt stuck. I wanted to give up. But I told myself, no, you've come this far, keep going, and I did. So please, stay positive. Your attitude is more powerful than you think. And hey, don't be afraid of making mistakes. Seriously, mistakes are part of the game. Everyone makes them, even native speakers. I made so many silly errors while learning. Sometimes I used the wrong word. Sometimes my sentence sounded strange. But I never let that stop me. Each mistake was like a mini lesson. So instead of feeling embarrassed, feel excited. Mistakes are actually showing you what to fix. They're your personal teachers in disguise. And finally, the most important tip of all, enjoy the journey. Learning English isn't just about grammar or vocabulary. It's an adventure. A chance to discover new ideas, stories, cultures, and even a new version of yourself. Celebrate your small wins. Laugh at your own mistakes. Smile when you understand a sentence without trying. Because when learning becomes fun, progress becomes natural. Enjoy every step of your English learning journey. Seriously, enjoy it. The more fun you have, the faster you'll learn. When I was learning, I actually looked forward to it. I loved discovering new words and understanding new stories. That feeling of joy made everything easier. So don't treat it like a boring task. Smile while learning. Celebrate the little things. Enjoying the process will turn learning English into something you want to do, not something you have to do. As we go further, here's another powerful tip. Surround yourself with English. Let English be everywhere around you. Listen to English songs. Watch your favorite shows or movies in English. Read signs, menus, labels, anything. The more your brain sees and hears English, the more comfortable it becomes. I remember changing my phone's language to English when I started. At first, I had no idea what some buttons meant. But slowly, I figured it out. And guess what? Every time I checked my phone, I was learning something new. So the more English you put around yourself, the more it becomes part of your daily life. Let's talk about a simple but powerful trick: repetition. Repeating what you learn helps your brain remember it better. It's just how our memory works. When I was learning, I used to repeat new words out loud, again and again, until they became second nature. It may feel silly, but it works like magic. The more you repeat a word or sentence, the more natural it feels. Repetition builds confidence and makes you feel more fluent, little by little. Now I know, sometimes learning can feel a bit boring, but that's when you turn it into fun. Try singing English songs you love. Singing not only improves your pronunciation, it also helps you remember words easily, and it's a lot more fun than reading grammar rules. You can even create funny little stories using the new words you've learned. I used to do this all the time. I'd make up silly stories that made me laugh, and guess what? I never forgot the words I used in them. So if learning starts to feel dull, add your own twist. Turn it into a game. Make it playful. Another really helpful habit? Use what you learn immediately. When you come across a new word, don't just stare at it and move on. Use it. Say it in a sentence. Write it in your diary. Say it out loud while talking to your dog. Yes, that counts. For example, when I learned the word beautiful, I started calling everything beautiful: the sky, my notebook, even my lunch. It might sound funny, but it worked. The word stuck with me because I used it right away. So remember, learning plus using equals remembering. And finally, one of the most important reminders: don't rush. Learning English is not a race. You don't have to finish in 1 week, 1 month, or even 1 year. It's okay to go slow. It's okay to pause and breathe. Some days you'll feel super motivated, and other days you might need a break. That's perfectly normal. The important thing is to keep moving, even if it's at your own pace. Take your time, enjoy the journey, and trust yourself. You're doing better than you think. The most important rule in this journey? Just keep going. Even if you learn only 1 word a day, that's still progress. I used to feel like I was too slow, like I wasn't learning fast enough. But then I realized something important: every small step moves you forward. Every new word, every sentence you understand, it all counts. So don't worry about speed. Focus on enjoying the process, 1 word at a time. Here's one idea I absolutely recommend: keep an English journal. Write down your thoughts, your day, your dreams, anything. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just for you. Writing regularly helps you use English naturally, and it's so satisfying to look back and see how far you've come. I remember my early sentences were super short. But as time passed, they grew longer and more meaningful. That little notebook became a treasure of my progress. Another great habit? Ask questions. If something confuses you, speak up. Ask. Curiosity is a secret power in learning. I used to ask my teachers, my friends, sometimes even Google. Asking questions helped me clear my doubts and learn faster. So if something doesn't make sense, don't stay stuck. Be curious. Questions are like doors that lead to more learning. And hey, if you ever feel tired or bored, take a break. You're human. Learning can be intense sometimes, and it's okay to pause. I remember walking away from my books, watching a funny video, or going outside for a bit. When I came back, I felt refreshed and ready to learn again. Breaks aren't bad. They're part of the process. Also, don't forget to celebrate your wins, no matter how small. Finished your first book? Celebrate. Learned 20 new words? Give yourself a treat. I used to reward myself with a piece of cake or a relaxing movie night. These little celebrations made learning feel exciting, not exhausting. So be proud of every step you take. Learning with others can also make a big difference. Find a friend, a study partner, or even an online group. Sharing the journey with someone adds fun, encouragement, and teamwork. I had a friend who was also learning English, and we used to practice speaking together. We corrected each other, shared tips, and sometimes just laughed at our silly mistakes. It made learning so much better. Here's one more thing. Listen to yourself. Literally, read out loud or record yourself speaking. At first, I felt weird hearing my own voice, but it really helped me catch mistakes and improve my pronunciation. It's like becoming your own teacher. You'll notice things you never realized before. Don't compare yourself to others. This is your journey. Everyone learns at their own pace. Some people speak fluently after 6 months, others take years. And that's perfectly fine. What matters is that you're learning. So instead of looking at someone else's progress, Look at how far you've come. Celebrate your own path. If you're learning English, remember, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. Enjoy the process, be patient with yourself, and never stop learning. You're doing better than you think. Keep going, and you'll get there. Focus on your own progress, not anyone else's. There were many times when I felt I wasn't moving fast enough, like others were learning quicker than me. But then I realized something important: my journey was mine alone. As long as I was growing, that's what mattered most. Everyone learns at a different pace, and comparing only steals your joy. One of the best ways to make learning fun? Be creative with it. Draw pictures of new words, write little songs or poems using your vocabulary, anything that adds color and excitement. I used to doodle small cartoons around the words I was learning, and guess what? I remembered them much faster. Creativity makes learning feel less like a task and more like a hobby. Staying organized is another secret weapon. Keep all your notes, flashcards, and practice sheets in one place. Create a study schedule that works for you, even if it's just 10 minutes a day. I had a folder where I kept everything: new words, grammar rules, stories I wrote, and silly little drawings. Having all my materials in one spot helped me stay focused and track my improvement easily. And here comes a golden rule: consistency is everything. Even 5 minutes a day adds up if you keep going. I made it a point to study every single day, no matter how short the session. Some days I did more, some days less, but I always did something. That small habit kept my momentum strong, and slowly, I started to see real progress. Also, please, be kind to yourself. There will be tough days. Days when nothing makes sense. Days when you feel stuck. I've had those too, but on those days, I reminded myself, it's okay. I'm trying, and that's enough. Being gentle with yourself gives you the strength to keep going. You're not a robot. You're a learner, and that takes patience. Want a smart way to review vocabulary? Use flashcards. They're simple, portable, and super effective. I used to carry a small stack of flashcards in my bag, and whenever I had free time, in a bus, at lunch, waiting in line, I'd flip through them. It became a fun little routine, and I learned so many words without even sitting at a desk. Another powerful technique is immersion. Try to surround yourself with English as much as you can throughout your day. Think in English, speak in English, even write your grocery list in English. I used to talk to myself while doing chores. It may sound silly, but it helped. Reading English books and watching English videos became part of my lifestyle, and slowly, the language began to feel more natural. Curiosity is your best friend in this journey. The more curious you are, the more excited you'll feel about learning. I was always asking questions. Why is this said that way? What does that phrase mean? And every answer opened a new door. Being curious kept me motivated and made the whole experience more fun. And here's a smart tip: review your goals regularly. As you grow, your goals might need to change. And that's okay. I used to check mine every month. Sometimes they were too easy, and sometimes too hard. So I adjusted them, added new challenges, or simplified them when needed. This kept me on track without feeling overwhelmed. There are also so many great online tools to help you. Use apps, websites, and videos. They're interactive and fun. I love using language apps with daily challenges or watching YouTube channels that explain grammar in a simple way. These tools make learning feel like playing a game instead of sitting through a boring class. And don't forget, learning about English-speaking cultures also helps a lot. When you understand the culture behind the language, you start to understand why people use certain words or phrases. It's not just about grammar, it's about the way people think, feel, and express themselves. Learning culture gives your English depth and meaning. I learned about different traditions, holidays, and even food, and it made the English language feel alive, real, and full of heart. These little discoveries made my learning more than just memorizing. It became a journey into a new world. And here's the thing. Staying motivated isn't about being perfect. It's about finding what excites you. Whether it's setting small goals, celebrating your wins, or simply getting a friend to learn with you, do what keeps your spark alive. I used to reward myself with small treats every time I achieved a goal. It wasn't just about the reward, it was the feeling of accomplishment that made me want to keep going. And one of the biggest lessons I've learned? Be patient with yourself. Learning English, or any new skill, takes time. Some days you'll feel stuck, and that's okay. Trust that with consistency and belief, progress will come. English TV shows also helped me a lot. They taught me how people really talk, the rhythm, the expressions, the humor. I started picking up words without even realizing it. So if you're feeling tired of textbooks, try watching a show. Laugh, listen, repeat. That's learning too. And don't be afraid to experiment. Podcasts, journaling, storytelling, even pretending to act in English, all of it helps. The more methods you try, the more you'll discover what works best for you. I used to challenge myself to write short stories or speak out loud to myself, and those tiny challenges made a big difference. One more tip that changed everything for me. Focus on one thing at a time. You don't need to master everything in one day. One day, learn a few new words. The next day, try using them in conversation. This way, learning becomes peaceful, not pressure. Also, connect what you learn to your daily life. If you learn the word sunny, use it when you're talking about the weather around you. If you learn confident, use it when you talk about yourself. The more personal the word becomes, the easier it sticks. And above all, believe in yourself. Confidence is not about knowing everything, it's about trusting that you will improve. I made so many mistakes when I started, but I chose to believe that every mistake was just another step forward. So, if you're watching this video right now and wondering if you'll ever become fluent, let me say this. Yes, you will. One word at a time. One sentence at a time. One small win at a time. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep going. If this video helped you feel more confident about your English journey, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend who's also learning. And tell me in the comments, what's one new English word you've learned recently? I'd love to know. Also, if you're serious about improving your English through real-life stories, easy tips, and a little motivation, make sure to subscribe. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep believing in yourself. You're doing better than you think.